When Joe Flores was a kid, he dreamed of becoming a police officer. And then he did.
I loved it. It was the greatest job I ever had.
6 years with the Miami Police Department, 15 years with Coral Gables, wrapping up his career as the city's community outreach officer.
It was the icing on the cake, but other opportunities came.
When Joe decided to retire, he filled out this memo asking for what he says retiring officers get: his gun, his current badge, and then
You get a promotional ID and a badge to reflect the new rank that you're promoted to in your retirement.
the retirement badge would list Joe as a sergeant. No extra money, just an honor cops like. Everyone from his sergeant to the police chief signed the request form.
It's kind of the parting gift. You've done your service, you get a promotion, and here's your credentials.
But when Joe went to get his honorary badge, he was told the chief didn't want to give it to him.
I retired professionally, honorably. I'm entitled to these items.
No, you're not, says Coral Gables Police Chief Ed Hudak.
My specific decision of to not give him the honorary promotion was the word honorary.
And specifically, what does the chief mean when he uses the word honorary?
The issue that I've always had with Joe Flores throughout the incidents that have come across my desk in discipline has been his issue of candor and being forthright all the time. And
Is that a nice way of saying he lied?
on occasion, I have caught him in lies, yes.
Joe Flores doesn't think his candor is the problem. In a 60-page complaint he filed last January, he detailed 19 issues he had over the years with the chief, including the last one a few months before his retirement.
The chief made a aggressive, unprofessional statement towards me.
The chief says the comments came after he heard Flores talking about him.
He was commiserating with another officer about how screwed up I was and how I was ruining the department. And I said to him, I said, you might want to wait till I'm off the floor before you criticize my job. And that was the end of that, as far as I was concerned.
And Joe Flores is not the only one in Coral Gables who thinks he deserves that honorary badge. At least 16 residents have sent emails asking that he get it. A former city manager texted, "Thank you for your exceptional service." And Joe's own mother even wrote to city officials asking that her son get that badge.
This has everybody baffled.
But Chief Hudak says he's not baffled because inside the department there was a different view of Flores.
It was a tale of two people. I will be honest with you. I think there's, if you look at his file and you look back through a history of somebody, and we have it all on paper.
So we went through Joe Flores' personnel file. You can find dozens of awards, good scores on his annual evaluations, but he was disciplined a few times and had been investigated by Internal Affairs several times. Some complaints were dismissed, some sustained. And after looking at everything, Hudak says only he can determine if an officer rises to the level of an honorary badge.
I'm just a chief that calls it as I see it.
Flores' reply?
It seems like a hissy fit. I stepped on his toe, and now he wants to step back on mine.
Not true, Hudak says, adding several officers have retired and not gotten the honorary badge. And he says by giving it to Joe Flores, it'll be unfair to the men and women who retire in the future.
And I owe it to every other officer and employee that leaves this place that honorary promotion means something.
Two men who disagree.
And get the police chief to do what is right.
It was my decision. This is what I do. I make decisions.
Both swore to protect and serve. Both did. And both also swear they're right about the badge. I'm Patrick Frazier, 7 News.